Hello everyone, this is Pastor Max. How are you? How were you? How were you everyone? How was your Christmas? We were in Christmas season. It's surely exciting season. Even people who don't know Jesus love Christmas. What is your image of Christmas? Santa Claus, shiny trees, churches full of carols. So imagine yourself with a white paper in your mind and fill in this paper as if you can create your own Christmas scene. How will you decorate your Christmas? Well, of course, Christmas is to celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ. Jesus' birth is the most important event for Christians. Well, so let's think about the meaning of Christmas and start this new year. The Bible depicts Jesus' birth very well in the Gospel of Luke. In chapter 2, verses 1 through 17. And today we'd like to focus on verses 3 to 7. And everyone went to their own town to register. So Joseph also went up from the town of Nazareth in Galilee to Judea, to Bethlehem, the town of David, because he belonged to the house and line of David. He went there to register with Mary, who was pledged to be married to him and was expecting a child. While they were there, the time came for the baby to be born, and she gave birth to her firstborn, a son. She wrapped him in cloths and placed him in a manger because there was no guest room available for them. So in this scene, Joseph and Mary are heading from Nazareth to Bethlehem to register for the census. Joseph's home was Nazareth, but he was rooted to Bethlehem in Judea as a descendant of David. At that time, Mary was already about to expect a child as noticed by the angel. They got to come down to Bethlehem to give birth. However, it looks like there weren't so many travels in Bethlehem as many of them came to register. A census couldn't be done easily as we have a computerized system today. All the people had to physically get back to their hometowns. And there seemed to have no room for Joseph and Mary. At last, Mary gave birth and placed Jesus in a manger. It's a vessel to feed animals. Perhaps where Joseph and Mary had to stay in a stable or a barn. Well, and many artists depicted this scene of birth throughout the history, and we call it the Nativity. The left one is by Botticelli in 15th century Renaissance. The other one, the right, is by Burne-Jones at the end of 19th century. Both of them are in stillness and calmness. This reminds us the song Silent Night. It does look like a silent night. Since the Gospel of Luke is the only gospel that has detailed story of Jesus' birth, the artists had to rely on these words only. They are commonly depicted the place as in a non-building structure, just as how the gospel told us. Both the manger don't seem to be in detail, but the babies are shrouded with some cloth. We can also see some animals around. For these two artists, they seem to regard the nativity scene as mysterious and pious image. People who have seen these art pieces should have accepted the Christmas as mysterious and a pious day. Now look at this piece. This ink painting was painted in 1952 by Kim Gi-chang, pen named Wonbo. What would the nativity be like in Korean painter's eye? Please have a look. How was the scene created like? We know that Jesus was Jewish, but he seems to be Korean in this painting. We can see a manger-like object that is covered with a cloth as the other two paintings we have seen. We can also see a big cow and a horse, but we can see a rooster unlike other paintings. This is a typical Korean barn in a rural area. Mary and Jesus they have halos, so we can identify who they are. There's light at the center top of the scene. It doesn't seem to be a ceiling light, but it reminds us of a star that led Easter mages to Jesus on Epiphany. We can see Joseph and other women with different outfits. Some are bringing food to this scene. How does this look like? It's a festival. Well, I said different outfits, and these differences identify that they were in different social classes. However, they are together celebrating Jesus' birth without any discrimination. This scene is about to start a joyful feast, but the Holy Family at the center seems to be very quiet. Joseph is in a prayer hands, so the whole scene is containing both festive joy and calm piety. So rooster was not in the other paintings. Wonbo's nativity has one. Roosters are traditionally known as an animal that brings morning and casts out darkness. Perhaps Wonbo had placed the rooster to let people know that the true light was here, the true Savior. Looking at all these art pieces, what is in your scene of Christmas? Is it filled with festivals for our Jesus' birth? Or does it have a scene of quiet piety by inviting Jesus as the saving light? Are you ready to start this year with those images? The birth of Jesus is the good news to everyone. Disregarding who believed Jesus or not, Christmas is the point that alarms us who came to our lives as the light and Savior. As a believer, accepting the grace that saves us is important. But also this gift of grace is given to everyone, including who does not believe Jesus. Christmas is surely a festive day to share this gift of saving grace. Why don't we share all together this year, New Year? Happy New Year!